Hello students, it's Mr. Nguyen here. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to work on IXL dilation and specifically we're going to be graphing the dilations, okay, using the scale factor that they give us. Um, so let's say here, if you remember the rule, the scale factor indicates whether the original figure gets larger or smaller, okay? So if the scale factor is less than 1, then it is an indication of a reduction, which is getting smaller. And if it's larger than 1, then the original figure gets uh, larger, which is called an enlargement. Okay, so what you do here is you take every coordinate and just focus on both. I would focus on the x first and then focus on the y. So here, the x at -4 is going to shrink 4 times because the scale factor is 1/4. So you technically just take -4 and divide it by 4, you will end up at -1. And then for the y coordinate, it's also at 4. So at a is at -4, comma 4. You can write this down if you want, but that's time consuming. You can just look at the coordinates here at x and at y, right? So x at -4, it will become -1. And so y at 4 will also become 1 because 4 divided by 4 is 1. So my new coordinate for A is right here at -1, 1, right? Now I'm going to work on B. B, if you notice at the x-axis is at 8. So if you take 8 and you divide it by 4, you're going to end up at 2. And if you take 4 here and you divide it by 4, you're going to end up at 1. So I'm sorry, not A, the coordinates for B, it's actually going to be here, okay? So if you want to just double check real quick, 8 divided by 4 is 2, 2. And then 4 on the y-axis divided by 4 is 1, okay? Now let's look at C. The x, always go on x first. X is -8, so it's going to end up in -4. And then this is -8, so it's also going to end up at -4. I'm sorry, -2, because -8 divided by 4 is -2. So I'm going to end up being right there. So that is my reduction, the smaller triangle with the dilation at the origin. Yeah, at the origin. Okay. So submit. Ta-da. Okay, very cool. Oh, this one will be easy because it's a rectangle. So, well, we should mess this one up. All right, this is again another reduction. So I'm getting smaller 4 times. So same strategies here. I'm gonna divide this by 4. I'm gonna end up at -2. I'm gonna divide this by 4. I'm gonna end up at 2. So this is my V. I'm gonna go to S first, right? S is gonna be at -2, -2. U is gonna be, or T, actually T, because I can't go to U. It's gonna make that picture. So I'm gonna go to T first. So T, if you look at 4 divided by 4 will give you 1. -8 divided by 4 will give you -2. So T prime is gonna be right there. And U you don't have to do because it should be right here to make a similar rectangle, right? So U should be there. Submit. Awesome. Okay, this one scale factor of 5, which means I am getting larger. So I have an enlargement here. How many times? 5 times. So every coordinates will get multiplied by 5. Okay, so -2 times 5 will give you -10. 2 times 5 will give you 10. So the D coordinate will be right there. Okay. Now, if you want to go in order, A, B, C, D is fine. I don't know. I don't know why. I just always start with that second quadrant there. Now, you have to go either C or A, right? So I'm going to go to A. A at -2, -2. So I'm going to end up multiplying by 5. So -10, -10. -10, -10. Oh my gosh, all the way down here. So that should be my A, okay? So that should be my A. And then, so we're going to do We're going to do B next. Well, B is also 2, -2, so it's going to be 10, -10, because we multiply by 5. Here's another way you can do it. You can start with one corner, right? And then you can count the distance to the other corner. Like, say, here is 1, 2, 3, 4. And you take that 4 and you multiply by 5. You should get 20. So that's whole distance is 20 units. So you could do it that way too. So scale factor works the same way, right? With the length versus the coordinates, okay? So the other one should be right here. And that is our enlargement. Submit. And I think this is pretty much it, guys. You just multiply the coordinates by scale factor to get your image, okay? I'm gonna skip around a little bit to see if there are any other types of questions that are being asked. Let's do one. I can't skip anymore. Let's do one. So scale factor 4. I'm going to multiply everything by 4. So this one's the easiest to do because it stays on the 0 x value. So the x will always be 0. So all you have to do is worry about the y values, right? So if you start at 1 and you have a scale factor of 4, then you're going to do 1 times 4, which will give you 4. So that will be the u prime for your image. So let's do t next because I can't do s. Let's do t next. So t is 1, -1. So times 4, it will be 4, -4, right? Everything gets multiplied by 4. And then -2 will end up at -8 because it's 4 times. And then, of course, this one is on the other side at -4, -4, right? Yes, -1, -1, -4, -4. So there is my enlargement. So the shape should be the same. It's just the size that is different. So this is called non-isometric transformation. Okay, submit. Awesome. I can't skip anymore. And it looks like we're just getting the same type of questions being asked here. I'm going to do one more to see if they ask any other type of questions, okay? Because it doesn't let me jump anymore. So let's just do one more really quick here. So this one will end up at 2 times 4 is 8. This is going to again end up at 1. So this is going to be at, this is 1 times 4. So it's going to be 4 and -8, right? 4, -8. This one will be -2 times -8. This one will be over here, but it's going to be at -8. So this is the enlargement of this one by 4 times. I hope I did that right. Let's check the distance here. 1 times 4 is 4, so that's good. All right, I'm just going to hit submit. Oh, thank God. Okay, this one is a reduction. It's 1/5, so it looks like they're asking me the same type of questions. So I'm gonna do one last one, and I think I'm gonna stop here so that the video doesn't get too long. Okay, so this one you're dividing everything by 5. Okay, so let's start with r first. So r is a -10 divided by 5 will give you -2, and then the y is -5 divided by 5 will give you -1. So my r prime will be right there. S, -5 and -5 will be at -1, -1. I believe. Right? That's -1, -1. And then t is next. T is at 10 at 10. So if I divide by 5, I should end up at 2, 2, right? 10, 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So I should be at 2, 2. And then the u should be right here. Let's just double check real quick. 5, 10. So it should be 1, 2. Yeah, reduced reduced by 5 times. Okay, so I think that's what it is. Okay, so you guys, if you are doing this, make sure you are more careful than me and double check your coordinates. Okay, because I don't know, so it doesn't look right, but this is -10. Oh, I should be at -5. Oh, no, -10 divided by 5 is -2. No, I'm right. It should be right there. Okay, submit. There we go. Okay, so, all right, the same type of question. So I'm going to stop here. I want to thank you guys for watching this. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done that to see more tutorial videos. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.